Hi, Haunted Family, and welcome back. So, I wanted to tell you all a story that happened to me way back my first semester in college. We were living in this dorm room that hadn't really been a dorm in several years. They had turned it into offices, and then we had so many people in our incoming class, they had to turn it back into dorms. There was actually one room on our floor that they would not put students in because it was kind of famously haunted. Not like, I don't think there's anything on it on the internet, but people on campus knew it was haunted. And apparently people who was designing the room layout for the incoming class knew it was, because they didn't put anybody in this room. But that's a story for another time and another day. I was living with this girl who I'd known since my freshman year of high school. We were marching band together. We were really good friends. Almost instantly, we had made friends with these two guys who lived the floor above us. They were also roommates. My roommate started dating one of them. We would go out often to dinner together or hang out. We'd go to this little locally owned movie theater off campus and watch movies. I believe that's what we were doing this particular night. We were walking back, and it was late evening, probably around 9 or 10 o'clock. And we're on the sidewalk. There is a road, a campus road on one side of us. There is a music building on the other side of us. There is no doors on that side of the building. We're on the sidewalk. There is nobody else on the sidewalk with us until we see this guy that we had also went to high school with, we're also in band with, we're very good friends with, walking towards us. Now, my roommate and her boyfriend were in front. Me and the other roommate were in the back. And just at the point that he passes us, our friend that was walking towards us, me and my roommate look at each other and then look behind us, and he's no longer there. Now, this instantly puzzles us. We don't say anything to the guys that we're with because we don't know how they will take this, but we're concerned that this friend that we have known forever has just disappeared before our eyes. One, that he didn't say anything or acknowledge us as he was walking towards us or past us. And then that as soon as he got past us, he vanished, even though there was literally no place for him to go at this point on campus. So we can see our dorm from this place. We rush back to our room. We tell the guys, hey, we had fun. We've got to go. We go to our room. We start calling his roommates. They've not seen him in a few days. We try calling other people that we know on campus that, we went to school with. They've not seen him in a few days. And we're getting really concerned. So we call his parents and ask for the number to his, I think it was like his cousin that lived in the town we was going to school at. Because we know that he liked to go over there semi-regularly. Keep in mind that we were only like a month into school. So we were finally able to pin him down, and it turns out that he was at her house, or his house, I can't remember, and he had been drinking kind of a lot. He was fine. It's just that apparently while he was drinking, he decided that he was going to play around with astral projection. So he believes that what we saw was his astral form walking through campus. Was it? We don't know. But that's the story that he stuck to, so that's what we're going to go with. That we saw his astral form walking through campus. Now, I know a lot of people say that you cannot see somebody that is in their astral form. I don't know. I'm not an expert in that. All I know is that he said that he was astral projecting, and that's the information we have to go on. Was he really? Or was this, was he at a point where he became a crisis apparition and was reaching out for people? I don't know. But yeah, that's the story. We saw a figure of our friend, and he disappeared. Now, the school we went to is very haunted in general. When my sister went to school there, and if you ever listen to our podcast, I'm sure that we've talked about her dorm room on the podcast, because it was haunted by somebody who committed suicide and is now haunting the building. And it's also haunted by a couple other people that are not her. But the story of her gets her name wrong. If you go through and actually pull up the old newspapers of when it happened, it lists her name as something completely different. And I'm not going to go into that right here. We may have gave it on the podcast. I'm not 100% sure. But one thing about her dorm room was that there was a delay, a time lag, a time slip. I don't really know how you want to, how we should say this. You could go into the kitchen area, because hers was a suite, so it had multiple rooms, and you could do something in the kitchen area of the suite, and then go into the other room, and then you'd hear everything that you just did in the kitchen area playing back. And it happened fairly regularly. Like, I remember her telling me this and not believing her. And then I came and spent some time with her, and I experienced it myself, and I was like, whoa. That's kind of one of the craziest things I've ever experienced. And I've experienced some pretty weird paranormal stuff. But then, I went to school there and had my own experiences firsthand. But that first month, seeing my friend walking towards us and then vanishing, that put some fear into me, because our first thought was something has happened to him. He is in trouble. He has passed away. This is his spirit. And it terrified us. He ended up not staying in school. He ended up quitting and then joining the army and going to Iraq. And then he came back later and finished school later. But yeah, I mean, that moment, that really shook us. And we set him down when he came back and gave him a little, hey, listen, even if you're just playing around with astral projection, watch it, because you put the fear in us. We love you, boy, and you put the fear in us, because we really thought that something had happened to him. So I guess the moral of that story is, if you're drinking and you're playing around with astral projection, be careful who you show yourself to. But yeah, he's fine. Everything worked out fine. But it scared us there. It really did. And I don't know. Maybe it was astral projection and him showing himself. Maybe it was something else. I don't know. Maybe it was just a simple doppelganger. I don't know. But it's an interesting story, and it's one of those things that we still discuss sometimes when we get together. Like, hey, you remember that time that we saw him walking towards us and then just poof, he wasn't there? And I don't think that we ever told the guys that we were with that night what happened, even though we're all still friends. My roommate and her boyfriend ended up breaking up, but I mean, we're still friends. We still talk regularly. But I don't think we've ever discussed why we got so freaked out on the walk home and why we needed to go back to our rooms immediately and, spend the night on the phone. Maybe we should tell them. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you liked this, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me. Thanks for watching. Bye.